What is happening, YouTube? We had a new Target sports cards policy last week, so stick around, let's see how it went. All right, what is happening, everyone? It is almost 7 o'clock in the morning. It's still dark out. I'm getting ready I'm stopped at a stoplight right now, and I'm going to Target to get in line for the sports cards that are now releasing at 8 a.m. They say lines start at 7, but I assume when I show up right now, there's going to be people in line. I'm not sure if this is something that I'm going to do regularly. I don't mind getting up early that much, but at the same time, we'll see. We'll see how many people are in line. I think Prison Basketball is probably one of the releases that might be worth it. Probably other ones not as much, but we'll see what's going on and let's see what we can get. All right, so the sun is coming up and I got here a little bit before 7 a.m. And as you can see, I was about the 15th person in line. And I got a chance later to talk to the person who was 6th in line, and he mentioned that he had got here the night before, so that's kind of what you're up against. And right at 7 a.m., a store employee came out and started putting us on a virtual list, which I thought was awesome, so you don't have to stand around right until 8 when the store starts.
What do you mean?
All right, so I just got on the virtual line. As I got in line, a Target employee came out. It was probably around 7 a.m. They came out and started putting people on the virtual line. I think I was about 15th in line. So I would say 50-50 if I get anything decent. I'm hoping this week is the big Prism basketball drop. I guess we'll find out. In the meantime, I have about an hour to kill. There's a Target just down the road. I'm gonna go check to see how the line is over there, and we'll see how it goes. All right, so I just checked out the second Target. There were about 15-20 people in line. The interesting thing about that is it looks like they're not doing a virtual line at that Target. The first Target I went to, there was about 15-20 people in line. They got us in a virtual line and we could go sit in our cars, do whatever we want. At the second Target, it looks like they're making them stay in line the whole time. So I'm not sure. I guess different Targets are handling it a little different. I kind of like the virtual line just because there's no reason to be standing around. So I'm going to go back to the first Target and let's see what we can get. All right, so right at 8 o'clock, I went in to check out what the setup they had. It looks like they just had the card section blocked off, and they had an employee standing there waiting, and when it was your turn in the virtual line, you got a text, you showed up outside, and they had someone walk you over to the card section where you could pick out your items. The downside here is they still allow you to get 3 of each SKU, so if there's 10 boxes being stocked on the shelf, only the first 4 people are going to be able to get them. So, and like I said earlier, the number 6 guy stayed there overnight, so if you're not willing to stay overnight, you might not get anything. I did have people in my comments of my last video say that they got there at like 7 or just about at opening at 8 a.m. and they were able to get something, so it definitely is dependent on your individual store. So let's go see how this worked out for me being 15th in line. Alright, so as you can see, all of the good stuff like the Pokemon Elite Trainer boxes, Donruss basketball, they were all long gone by the time I got there. So pretty much just baseball and some individual Vivid Voltage for anything that's half decent. I'm not really huge into either of those. I did grab a couple Vivid Voltage, just because I know that it's fun to rip. But other than that, pretty disappointing. So let's talk for a second about my opinion on this. I think overall change needed to happen from Target's perspective. They had people camping out overnight
camping in aisles at all times of the day, all days of the week, and I cannot see that as being a good thing for Target. They're not making enough money to have to deal with all this, so they made the change, and I think that it's good. I think that they can make a couple improvements. One way that I think that they can improve it would be to limit the amount that you can get. I watched the first couple people really just like fill up a cart, 3 items multiplied by 5 different products, and have their way at it. I'm sure they were super happy, but people that got in line at 6:30 got nothing. So one way would be to limit 1 per SKU and maybe even 3 items total. I think you would see less people camping overnight, as it would be less worth it to do that. And it would allow more people to be able to get product, which I think that is Target's goal, unless they're really just trying to keep people out of the aisles at all times. One other suggestion I thought of would be, when they say they want the line to start at 7, what they could do is have everyone there get on the virtual line and then get randomized. So say there's 15 people at 7 o'clock. It doesn't matter if you were first, you could get randomized, and then everyone after that would come and go to the end of the line at that point. I think that would make it more fair for everyone, as well as open the door and make it more even for everyone. I'm sure not everyone will agree with me there, but it's just my suggestion. Leave a comment below what you think should be done, if anything, or if you like this new policy. I think at the end of the day, I would just like to be able to get some product, have an opportunity to get some product, and enjoy ripping some cards that are not super low end. So I guess we'll see how Target handles this going forward. So if you're interested in this, definitely subscribe, because I will try to keep everyone updated from what I hear that Target is going to be doing, and probably same with Walmart, and what that looks like in the actual stores.